Greetings to all of you. Welcome to today's experience sharing channel of DIVI Group. Today, we will share with you the topic what is a boiler, classification of industrial boilers in the Vietnamese market. First, let's discuss the concept. What is a boiler? Simply put, a boiler is a sealed device that contains water. The boiler helps transform energy from the fuel combustion process into the energy of water through the heat exchange process in the boiler. Water is heated and transformed into steam. Boilers are a common device and are widely used in various industries such as brewing beer, liquor, soft drinks, milk, processing feed for livestock, poultry, seafood, processing in the food industry, rubber processing, paper production, garment, dyeing, pharmaceuticals, and many other industries. Now, let's move on to the classification of industrial boilers in the Vietnamese market. In terms of fuel state, we have two types of boilers, those burning liquid fuel and those burning solid fuel. Liquid fuels include diesel oil, mazut oil also known as oil, and liquefied gas. Solid fuels include coal, wood, and various types of biomass. For boilers that burn liquid fuel, the common method of combustion is through a spray nozzle. There are many different types of spray nozzles available in the market, but they all share a common principle, transforming the state of the fuel from liquid to mist, and then mixing it with air for combustion. For boilers that burn solid fuels, they are classified into three common combustion methods as follows. The first type is solid fuel-fired boilers using the static grate method. This method is typically used for large-sized fuels like coal, wood logs, rice husk, compressed wood. The fuel is piled on a fixed grate surface with ventilation holes that allow air to flow upwards through the fuel layer. The size of the grate holes must be large enough to ensure air can easily pass through. But this is also a point that makes static grate boilers unsuitable for small-sized fuels. When using fuels smaller than the grate holes, there is a phenomenon of fuel falling through the grate, leading to fuel loss during combustion. The second type is solid fuel-fired boilers using the chain grate method. This method is often used for fuels with sizes ranging from 10 mm to 30 mm, and can mix in fuels up to 50 mm in size. Efficient fuels for chain grate boilers include pellets, cashew nut shell, Indo coal fines, Vietnam coal fines, chipped and dried or sun-dried wood, short-cut rice husk, short-cut compressed wood. The fuel is evenly spread in a fixed layer on the continuously moving grate surface, with fuel continuously fed at one end of the chain grate and ash continuously removed at the other, and after combustion. The fuel feed and ash removal process operates continuously and automatically, in line with steam demand. The chain grate, composed of cast iron links forming a flat surface, has narrow gaps for air to flow upwards through the fuel. Due to these gaps, chain grate boilers work best with fuels larger than 10 mm. This size prevents fuel from falling through the gaps, avoiding operational fuel loss, and stops the fuel from blocking the gaps, ensuring sufficient oxygen for efficient combustion. The third type, solid fuel-fired boilers using the fluidized bed method. This method is commonly used for small-sized fuels ranging from 0 to 30 mm. Efficient fuels for fluidized bed boilers include rice husk, crushed rice husk, sawdust, cashew nut shell, coffee husks, chipped wood, pellets, Indo coal fines, Vietnam coal fines, scrap wood, and other types of biomass fuels. The fluidized bed consists of many air nozzles evenly arranged on the grate surface, with air holes on the nozzles oriented horizontally or at an angle of 6 to 15 degrees. Due to the horizontal design of the air holes, the fuel cannot fall through these holes. Therefore, fluidized bed technology can burn small-sized fuels without limitation. When using hard-to-ignite fuels or those that ignite at high temperatures, like Vietnamese anthracite coal or peat coal, an inert sand layer or an inert material layer is added to the combustion chamber of the fluidized bed boiler during combustion. This sand layer is always heated to a high temperature of about 800 to 950 C. When the hard-to-ignite fuel encounters this hot sand mass, it ignites immediately, allowing the combustion process to continue uninterrupted. However, for fuels with high volatility like biomass, Indo coal, etc., it might not be necessary to use the sand layer. Furthermore, there is a technology called spray combustion chamber, mainly used in thermal power plants and less in smaller industries, which won't be discussed in this video. Regarding the construction aspect, Boilers are divided into three types as follows. The first type is the fire tube boiler. This is a type of boiler where the heat exchange tubes carry smoke inside, and these tubes are immersed in water. This type of boiler is usually used for smaller capacity ranges. The second type is the water tube boiler. This is a type of boiler where the heat exchange tubes carry smoke outside, and water flows inside the tubes. The third type is the combined water tube and fire tube boiler. This type of boiler has a combustion chamber constructed with water tubes surrounding it, while the body of the boiler is made of fire tubes. This combined type of boiler is often used for capacity ranges less than 30 tons of steam per hour. That concludes DIVI Group's presentation on the concept of boilers and the classification of industrial boilers in Vietnam. We hope this sharing from DIVI Group will be somewhat useful to you all. DIVI Group, striving to bring prosperity to our partners.